right.
So you're ready. We'd love to hear your opening statement.
Okay, so I'm Kristen Kenniston. I'm a longtime resident of the city of Claremont. I'm currently living in Ward 2. I come before you with 16 years of experience working with the public sector. I'm currently employed with the city of Lebanon in the clerk's office. And just to give you an idea of what that looks like compared to Claremont, we are not a central collections office. We don't do tax collection. We don't do water and sewer payments there. We're strictly motor vehicle, dogs, vital records, elections, and we do things with boards and committees. So we are our own department in our own right. We're not part of finance. We do answer to the city manager's office. As the deputy clerk, I am second in command of the department, so I am the supervisor for the assistant city clerks. We have 3 of them in the office, and I oversee the day-to-day operations, making sure everything's flowing properly and everyone's doing what they need to be doing and keeping in compliance with the state laws. From my experience with working in the clerk's office, I recognized early on that I am the front line to the city. Most of the people who come in to do their business with the city come to the clerk's office to conduct their business. So I'm always very cognizant of how I need to behave and how I need to treat people. People should be treated with respect and kindness, and you should always do your absolute best for them regardless of what walk of life they come from. And so that's what I try to do. I try to make sure that I'm always professional and I'm approachable. If people have questions, I really want them to ask, because if people don't ask questions, they can't learn what's going on with the government, why does it function this way, and that's a very important factor for people to have.
Okay. Thank you very much. First question, Councilor Stone.
How have you personally invested yourself in Claremont?
Well, I'm invested in a number of ways. So first of all, my husband and I are property owners here, and as property owners, we maintain our property, we put money into it, we pay our taxes, water and sewer, register our cars here. My daughter is 15 years old, and she is currently enrolled at Stevens High School. She's been going through the Claremont school system ever since she was in kindergarten. She's heading into her sophomore year, which is terrifying. Even more terrifying is on October 1st, she can start learning how to drive, so be careful out there. So she's obviously going through the school system, and part of the requirements for kids to graduate now is they have to do volunteer work. So between her 8th and 9th grade year, she's actually already accumulated over 90 hours of volunteer service, because we've talked a lot in our house about how important it is to be involved in the community. And even though she's met all of her requirements, she's still volunteering this summer, and I'm hoping she will continue to do that, because that's what we need to do. So I'm hoping that I'm raising somebody who will in the future be involved in the city of Claremont. And finally, I do serve on a number of committees with the city. So currently, I'm on the City Manager Search Committee, and I'm also on the Historic District Commission, which I've been on for the last 9 years, and I'm currently serving as the Vice Chair of that commission. I've also been on the City Center Steering Committee for the city, and I was on the school board for a short time. So I continue to do work with volunteering, and now I'd like to get on City Council and see what good I can do there.
Thank you.
Councilor Harden.
What motivates you to serve as a city councilor?
This is something that I've been wanting to do for a couple of years, and I kept going back and forth with it. And what finally tipped me over the edge was my work on the City Manager Committee. So we have a group of 11 people, and all of us come from such a different work experience, different life experience, different professions, different political opinions. And we can get together as a group and still work together. We can collaborate, we can come up with good ideas, because at the end of the day, we have the same exact goal. So because of that, we're able to reach consensus. And as hokey as it kind of sounds, that's very fulfilling when you know that you can get together as a group of people and make something better. So that's what's motivated me to do this. I'd like to take that to another level and help the city.
Lassard.
What do you feel is one of the city's biggest challenges?
Well, we do have a lot of challenges, which is normal in a lot of communities, and I think the elephant in the room is the tax rate. So I'm actually not going to discuss that tonight because that's, I think, the obvious answer. What I really, really think that we need to work on as a city is the trust with our citizens. And I'm not saying that anyone is doing anything wrong, but as public officials, we are constantly under scrutiny. We need to make sure that whatever we're doing is in the utmost transparency, that we are doing everything by the letter of the law and making sure that the citizens can see that. We're in a day and age where I think it's hard for a lot of people to trust the government, whether it's at a federal level, state level, county level, or even at a local level. So we need to be aware of that and always make sure we're portraying ourselves well. I'd like to see better communication as far as maybe with the city's website, which I know costs money and it's not something that can get done overnight. And I'd really like to see Claremont do a Citizens Academy, which we do in Lebanon, and I think there's one other community in the state that does that. But what the Citizens Academy is it's a way for the government to open its doors, and it invites the citizens in, and they can learn more about the functions of the department, get up close and personal with the people who are running the departments, see what we do, why we do it, how we do it. I've found that this has helped with the trust of the public when they come in and see us in the office. And it's also pulled a lot of people into actually volunteering and trying to serve the committees. They've applied for various board vacancies. They've run for city council. They've come and helped us at elections. So it's mutually beneficial. And that's something, even if I don't get selected tonight, if that's something that people are interested in learning more about, I'd be more than happy to discuss it.
Thank you. Councilor Pope? Fourth question?
What committees do you see yourself participating in as a counselor, and why?
So as I said, I'm currently serving on the Historic District Commission, and I've been on that for 9 years, and I would like to try to remain on that if at all possible. I don't know if it would be possible because obviously Mr. Pope serves on that. That's a committee that I feel very, very strongly about, and even though there's no vacancies on it, I am interested in the policy committee. I'm kind of the nerd in my department. I like to do research on various laws, and I write a lot of our policies and procedures that we put into place. So I think I'd be very at home doing something like that if there ever were an opening on that board. Otherwise, I guess I'd be willing to serve on anything, but those would be my strong suits.
All right. Well, now we have the closing statement.
Okay. So in closing, just in the spirit of transparency, I do have to tell you my husband is with the fire department here in Claremont, so I understand that anything that would be a conflict of interest, such as the budget that would affect his salary, benefits, things like that, that I would have to recuse myself, and I'm completely comfortable with doing that. And also with my job, and I think this is true with a lot of professions, a lot of us network, so a lot of us clerks reach out to each other a lot, and Gwen Melcher and I do communicate with each other on occasion as clerks. So I want to put that out there as well, that I would probably continue to communicate with her as a clerk, but understand that I could not communicate with her as a counselor, and I would never do anything to overreach.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So the next person, could we call in